Joe Biden was sending Hunter Biden government intelligence, State Department intelligence from his private email address. What? I mean, how do you get away with that? Imagine if Trump was sending State Department intelligence to Donald Trump Jr. while he was president. It would be the biggest story. Biden seems to always find himself weekly on this show in some sort of predicament. He's done something, or there's been some sort of email surfaced or something from Biden's past, and this is no exception. History has a funny way of repeating itself, doesn't it? It always feels like the things that happened previously in history happen over and over again. We all remember the massive Hillary Clinton email scandal of using a private email server when she was Secretary of State. She wiped those emails, and what we're going to talk about today isn't quite as significant as wiping the emails, but it does revolve around someone using a private email who was in the Obama administration at the same time, and that person is Joe Biden. We have emails provided to us from Just the News, who has a copy of Hunter Biden's laptop that just keeps on giving every week.
Yeah.
And on this laptop, there are emails from Joe Biden using a private email while he was vice president. And you have to remember, during this time, this was Hunter Biden's, he's flying overseas. He's dealing with the Ukraine. He's flying on jets with Joe Biden to China. I mean, this is at the height of Hunter Biden's foreign business dealings. Well, Joe Biden was sending Hunter Biden government intelligence, State Department intelligence from his private email address. What? I mean, how do you get away with that? Imagine if Trump was sending State Department intelligence to Donald Trump Jr. while he was president. It would be the biggest story. You all know that private emails are way easier to hack than a government encrypted email.
Sure.
Imagine if a Chinese hacker or a Russian hacker, we're talking so much about hacking right now with pipelines. How couldn't a Russian or Chinese hacker got into Joe Biden's private email?
As far as we know,
how do we know it didn't happen? It got into his email and accessed that intelligence that he sent to his son. And what do we know that Hunter Biden did with that intelligence? We don't know. Did it help his foreign business dealings? Who knows? But it's pretty shocking that Joe Biden got away with this. It never came to the media's attention. Apparently, it was well known in the administration that Joe Biden was using his private email to send family members all kinds of information. In fact, people in the administration would email Joe information to then forward on to his family members. It's so crazy to me. Do you guys see some major issues here with this? Do you think it's a potential intelligence breach?
So as a former military intelligence guy, I will tell you that one of the first things that jumps out at me is sources and means. So, this depends on what kind of intel it was, of course, and where we got it. But one of the most important things to keep safe, one of the reasons why classified information is often classified, is to protect the identities or the means by which we obtained that information. So if we have, use kind of a spy novel idea, but if we have a phone that's bugged in the Russian embassy and we learn something because of a conversation that we hear, then we don't necessarily want the Russians to know we have that information, because they could say, well, there's only one way they could know that. That phone must be bugged, right? That kind of thing. And now that source of information is useless to us.
Right.
So that's the first thing that comes to mind, is it degrades the ability of the United States government to get intel. But more importantly, in some cases, that intel comes from people who have given us that information specifically. And if their governments knew that, it would put those people in danger. And so that's why one of the big reasons why intelligence information is classified. It's to protect people's lives. And so when Joe Biden takes that classified information, because he doesn't know why it's classified, he doesn't know if it's a sources or means issue, he doesn't know what the issue is. Most end users of intelligence don't know that. So he is just for the sake of profit for his family members, he is endangering, or at least potentially endangering, people's lives. And that's just, it's impeachable is what it is.
Right.
That's impeachable.
Yeah, I mean, the legality of this seems super sketchy. I mean, sending intelligence information to a family member on a private email. I mean, that just sounds like one of the worst things you could do
as
vice president of the United
that
States.
is illegal.
Yeah.
And the part to me that's so surprising is that no one knew about it. Like you're talking about how like this is well known in the administration. They're sending information to Biden for him to forward on to other people, and we haven't heard a peep about it. This is the first time that we're ever hearing about it. It's incredible to me that I understand that the establishment media is basically just a propaganda arm for the left at this point, but a story like this not getting out is even beyond what I would think of them. It's below even them, and that's pretty low.